Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Calling case number 24-01173 SM. This is the people of the state of Michigan versus Len Derek Tyler Stringer. Mr. Angot, do you wish to place an appearance on the record?
Judge John Angot, I'm here as appointed counsel for Mr. Stringer regarding this arraignment. However, Mr. Stringer does not acknowledge or consent to this hearing. Is that correct, Mr. Stringer?
I do not identify. I identify as the beneficiary that is here to protect Len Derek Stringer.
Very well, Mr. Stringer. The court is going to read the charge into the record since the formal reading is not waived. Mr. Stringer, it is charged by the people of the state of Michigan that in this city of Royal Oak, county of Oakland, and state of Michigan, on or about June 16th of 2024, you did knowingly make an open or indecent exposure of your person while fondling your genitals in a public area, contrary to the statute so made and provided at Michigan Compile Law 750.335A, subparent 2, subparent B. The court advises you that this is referred to as a Tier 1 offense under the Sex Offender Registry Act. If the victim is a minor, it is a Tier 2 offense. If you have a prior conviction for a Tier 1 offense, it is a Tier 3 offense. If you have a prior conviction for a Tier 2 offense. This is a high misdemeanor, punishable by up to 2 years in the state prison and up to $2,000. Also, a mandatory collection of DNA identifying profiling samples. There is a count 2 misdemeanor in that on the same date, you did knowingly make an open or indecent exposure of your person contrary to the statute so made and provided at Michigan Compile Law 750.335A, subparent 2, subparent A, commonly known as indecent exposure. At this time, the court enters not guilty pleas on both of these matters so that Mr. Stringer's presumption of innocence under the constitutions of Michigan and the United States are preserved.
Sir, excuse me, sir. You have not talked to my beneficiary yet. You have not talked to the person who owns the estate yet.
Hey guys, and welcome to today's video. Today we're dealing with a sovereign citizen creep who apparently enjoys playing with his freedom in court as much as he enjoys acting indecent in public. So let's get into it.
Mr. Angot, the court is making a notation of court-appointed counsel to run through the IDSO office, and that new counsel, as appointed by Mr. Mena, can make whatever judgments they wish to make and make any motions they wish to make at Mr. Stringer's first probable cause conference. Mr. Stringer, this matter is now being set for a probable cause conference. That will be on a new date. The law entitles you to what they refer to as a preliminary examination within 21 days of this arraignment today. If probable cause is either found or waived at that preliminary examination, the matter will be bound over to the Oakland County Circuit Court for further arraignment, trial, and proceedings. The court must now set bond in this manner. That's not intended to prejudge or punish you. You are presumed innocent, Mr. Stringer. However, the court must set bond in order to ensure your reappearance to court and afford any necessary protection for the public. In that regard, the court would first hear from Detective Keith Baringa of the Royal Oak Police Department. Then the court would hear from your attorney, Mr. Stringer. Detective Baringa, please proceed.
Thank you. He currently has 2 warrants out of the state of Texas for assault and also in assault with injury to family violence out of Texas. He also has a lengthy criminal history out of Texas, going from as recent of these warrants, which were entered last year, back to around 2015, receiving charges for evading arrest and detention, unlawful possession of a firearm by a felon, assault, family, house member impeding breath or circulation, several other assault charges, a weapons charge, and then also like falsifying information or government documents. I'm not sure if that's just like a generic false ID case or not, but multiple felons out of Texas. I'm not sure how long he's been in Michigan. He has no current cases out of Michigan that I'm aware of. His criminal history, he has assault from 2019 out of Hartwood Woods, which looks like it was deferred up as assaulting a public officer or obstructing, where he got served 9 days ago. And that is it out of Michigan.
Anything further?
So I would also ask that he not be allowed to return to any public or private pools in the city of Royal Oak or parks, grass areas adjacent to it. Or have contact.
Thank you very much. Mr. Angot.
Judge, as noted by the court, the presumption of innocence is absolute at this point. And so we must start from there. Mr. Stringer, or the person purporting to represent Mr. Stringer, is a business owner. Judge, despite the fact of these charges and what was listed by the detective, I believe that with the GPS tether, that certainly would give this court, pretrial services, and any other entity overseeing Mr. Stringer during the pendency of this matter, notice of where he would be within 3 feet, is my understanding, with that tether. I don't think a cash bond is necessary. I would ask the court to give him a personal bond with the GPS tether.
Is the person who's the beneficiary of the estate the same who was playing with himself in public? Because I wouldn't be talking to him either. And lately, I've been noticing a trend amongst sovereign citizens that are committing sexually deviant crimes and domestic violence alongside their typical driving without a license crimes.
Thank you very much. The following conditions will apply to Mr. Stringer's release. Mr. Stringer will appear for all his future dates as directed. He will abide any valid order or judgment entered in this case. Mr. Stringer, you will not leave the state of Michigan without permission of the court. Please don't commit any crimes while you're on release status. You will notify the court in writing of any change of address, telephone, or email. Mr. Stringer will be making reports to pretrial services, and they will supervise his release. There will be no use of alcohol, marijuana, or any other controlled substance without a valid prescription from a treating physician, and Mr. Stringer will abide a substance abuse testing and monitoring program. No purchase or possession of a firearm or other deadly weapon. Mr. Stringer shall not harass, intimidate, beat, wound, or threaten Linda Marino and Chad Stransky, nor will he cause, through himself or through any third party, to have direct or indirect contact with said individuals. Mr. Stringer will not enter the cities of Royal Oak or Berkeley except for court, work, or medical treatment. And at this time, there will be 2 ETGs per week for control alcohol consumption and 3 controlled substance tests a month. Given everything that's before the court at this time, the court will set bond in the amount of $50,000, cash or surety, no 10% allowed at this time. If Mr. Stringer wishes to bring various motions before the examining judge, and that could include a motion to modify his bond, that is his right and his privilege, but at this time, that is the bond as set by this court. Mr. Stringer, that concludes your arraignment, sir.
Sir, so I can't get out on a personal bond?
That's correct, Mr. Stringer. You cannot get out on a personal bond. 50,000 cash or surety with the appropriate conditions that were already listed by the court. That completes your arraignment, sir.
Sir, so what is going on with the, what is going on right now?
I'm sorry, sir?
I'm being charged. I'm being charged with entity that is.
Can you please move up so the court could hear you?
I said, how do you charge a dead entity, sir?
I'm sorry, say that again?
How do you charge a dead entity, sir? And
It just happened right before your eyes. The court has jurisdiction over you, sir. Venue and jurisdiction have been established by sworn testimony. That completes your arraignment. Good luck to you.
We're about to go to war.
I don't blame public defenders for trying their best. That's literally their job. But you can wish in one hand and ask for a PR bond for a defendant who won't even identify himself in the other. And we all know which one's filling up first.
Len Stringer, 24-0-1173. Good morning, Your Honor. Samira Malus on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Judge. For the record, David M. Sunuko appearing on behalf of Mr. Stringer.
All right, Mr. Stringer, state your name.
I don't acknowledge myself as Lynn Stringer. I'm a living entity.
Okay, is there another name that you go by, sir?
A living entity, I'm the beneficiary, so I go as a job. And I want to fire that counsel. I don't want him.
All right, so there's a number of things to unpack here. All right, so let's walk through this. I have an individual before me that is listed as an Oakland County Jail inmate by the name of Len Stringer. I have a case that's been assigned to this court that where the defendant's name is Len Stringer. Mr. Sunuko, are you assigned on this case?
I am, Judge.
Okay, and you were assigned to the Stringer case, correct?
That's correct, Judge.
Okay, so that's enough for me to conduct this hearing today. Now let's walk through this. Miss Mount Lewis, have you provided discovery to Mr. Sunuko?
Your Honor, I didn't have an attorney listed. I believe if he filed, he may have just received written discovery. I didn't have that in my information, but give me 1 second to confirm. I'm just going to make one click.
In the meantime,
I do have written discovery, Judge.
So yeah, it sees that he was provided with written discovery on June 26th.
okay, so Mr. Sunuko, have you had a chance to talk to the defendant at all?
I did, Judge. I met with him at the Oakland County Jail
All right, and so
Tuesday.
So did he make it known to you that he wished to no longer proceed with your services?
Judge, we discussed the case fully, and I had a lengthy phone call with one of his relatives, and it was my intention to ask the court to refer this to the Forensic Center for a competency evaluation.
Not sure if you caught that, but he just said we're about to go to war. Let's hope for his sake it's not a battle of wits. Or freedom. Now on to his next appearance before Judge Minneke, basically the 2024 version of Judge Harry T. Stone.
I do think that given your experience and then your connection with him as well as a family member, plus the way the defendant has presented today, that a competency review is in order. And so I'm happy to move forward with that. So Mr. Stringer, there is, just so you understand, there has been some preliminary information that suggests that you may not be competent to proceed at this particular time. Whether that's a correct assertion is basically a decision that can only be made after an investigation is done to determine whether or not you can, that you understand the nature of the proceedings, that you can assist your attorney. We need to find those things out. And so, Ms. Mount Lewis, can you prepare an order for competency review?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. I agree. I think that that's appropriate at this time. I recognize that the defendant has made a request to have Mr. Sunuko removed from the case based on the information, though, that I've sort of observed at this time, as well as information received by Mr. Sunuko. I remain unconvinced that those statements are anything other than a manifestation of what might be a competency issue.
Hey, family knows best. And if they think he's suffering from delusional lighties, then who are we to argue?
And so I'm gonna wait to consider that request until I can determine whether or not he's competent. If I would remove Mr. Sunuko off the file, if I would remove him off the file based on a request made by a person who's later determined to be incompetent, I think that would be a real issue. And so at this point in time, I'm going to grant the request.
What label, excuse me,
For competency evaluation.
what labels me incompetent? My intelligence, because I have a high IQ?
Which is Judge Minneke's really polite way of saying you're completely batshit crazy. On a more serious note, a competency exam is absolutely necessary here. If the judge let him represent himself while incompetent, any conviction could be overturned for violating his constitutional rights to due process and effective legal representation.
No. that's not it, sir. There are different legal standards, but really it comes down to whether or not you can understand the nature of the proceedings at this time, that you have the ability.
I oversee the nature of the proceedings. It's
That you have the ability to assist your attorney in
and
your
I would
defense.
want to withdraw, sir. I do not want my legal counsel. Actually, he did not reach out to the person that my relative told him to reach out to my father, and he didn't do that. My father was going to tell him that we wanted him to withdraw. He did not reach out to my father. He only reached out to Stephen Taylor. Stephen Taylor gave him my father's number, and he did not do that. So I would like him to withdraw from my case, sir. I have no. So he isn't competent enough for me, honestly.
Yep, that's exactly it. Judge Minicky's polite way of saying this guy's batshit crazy. And seriously, a competency exam is necessary. If he's allowed to represent himself while incompetent, any conviction could be tossed for violating his constitutional right to due process and proper legal representation.
So I do have, in addition to the information that's been provided, I have a recommendation from pretrial services that suggests that there are untreated mental health concerns, and the nature of his criminal history and criminal contacts suggests that there may be significant mental health, untreated mental health issues. So, Mr. Stringer, I've heard your concern at this time. I'm not going to grant your request until I get a better idea of what your current mental health status is. So the request at this time is denied, but I will consider it again after an evaluation is done.
Hey, so who is the judge on my mental health? Because you can't obviously be a judge because, sir, I'm with my law, sir. So first off, I do not acknowledge myself to be Lindare Stringer, the corporation in capital letters. No, sir.
What gives you that idea? Your high IQ or your law degree from Google University?
Appreciate that, and that's why I let you make a record, and I appreciate that. I just, based on what I've seen, I disagree with your position right now, and we'll get you evaluated.
You cannot.
That's enough for now, and then we'll have you evaluated by the evaluated by the forensic center, and we'll go from there. Thank you, Mr. Zanuko. Bond is continued.
Do we have a new date, Judge?
We'll set it 90 days out.
Very good. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
All right, that wraps up today's video. It looks like we won't be seeing this sovereign Yankee in court for about 90 days while the courts verify his competency. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. If not, the dislike is there too. Don't forget to leave a comment below and subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss any of my content.